Kuningan. Please enjoy our brass band from Korps, from Jakarta Korps number 2.
Sinyal aman, aman Pak sinyal. Habis. Ulang lagi.
and gentlemen, please give another round of applause for our brass band from Jakarta Corps number 2. Now let me reintroduce ourselves. We are again Salvation Army Indonesia. Now the Salvation Army, if maybe you haven't known about it, it is an international non-government organization. Therefore, we have been in 136 countries, one of which is Indonesia. And what most of our work is done is on social and also humanitarian fields, where we often help people who are in need, whether they are victims of possibly human-made abuse, or even if they are victims of natural disasters. One of the disasters that might have happened recently in Indonesia is the earthquake that happened in Cianjur. And of course there are other disasters as well, and then of course there are other things that are happening right now in the world that might not be as nice as what we'd like them to be, like poverty and other things like that. Therefore, right now, we, the Salvation Army in Indonesia, we are doing this Christmas carol with the brass band, and later on we're going to have a violin performance as well as a band performance where we're going to raise money for charity in order to help those who are in need. Of course, we cannot do this alone. We would like help from ladies and gentlemen who are here right now in this evening, and maybe ladies and gentlemen who are watching this from the comfort of their own homes. One of the ways that you can help us to raise money for charity would be in giving a few to those people in need. If you see near the entrance of this place in the Den Kalaha, we have a red bucket. It looks like a bucket, but we call it a red kettle. There you can give a few of what you would like to give for those in need to help with raising charity. Also, you could transfer the money to or what you would like to give to charity in the Salvation Army bank number. Okay. Now, the Salvation Army, we work in 4 fields. We have the social fields where we open homes for boys, girls' home, as well as homes for those who are late of age. We also work in the educational fields where we open schools. One of the schools are in Jakarta, where the Corps number 2 Jakarta are. So besides Corps number 2, there is also a school there. We work in educational fields. We work in the health field, so we have also open hospitals. And finally, we work in the spiritual fields, where there are many churches that you can find from the Salvation Army, whether it's in Indonesia or outside of Indonesia. If the Salvation Army is working in that country, you can definitely find a church there. Okay, so without further ado, so that you do not just listen to me rambling, now let's hear a little performance. I believe it's a violin performance from Jesslyn.
Whatever. Julia.
Boleh. Siap.
In fact, it would not sound good at all. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I feel so lonely up here. I'm the only one talking, so I would like to ask some of the members in the brass band. If everyone here doesn't know, I work as an English teacher. So usually I would like to ask my students if we introduce a new word, they would have to give a definition of that word. So what does that word mean exactly? Now, the new word of the day that I just learned is brass band. So I've been talking about brass band all this time, but maybe some of the people here don't really know what exactly is brass band. So I would like to ask one of the members. Now I was told that I could ask someone named Gabriel. Which one is it? Oh yes, please sir, stand up, Mr. Gabriel. Or is it too? Are you able to? Yay! Okay, let me see if I can. Oh, I can take out this mic. Oh, this is awesome. Okay. Hi, sir. Okay. So, Gabriel, so just like what I usually ask my students, I would like to ask you, because I'm a new, I don't understand music. I don't understand what is a brass band. So I would like to ask you, as someone who is playing in a brass band, what exactly is a brass band?
Okay, thank you, Kak Putri, for the opportunity. So, everyone up here, thank you for coming. So, today, we are brass band from Jakarta, Korps number 2, playing brass band. Brass band is an authentic musical instrument from the Salvation Army, and it's the Salvation Army brass band is not only in Indonesia, but it's internationally exists. And in this Christmas carol time, in this Christmas time in December, every corps, every nation, or the Salvation Army outside Indonesia also has their brass band team and play along the street and maybe in a cafe, restaurant, and any other place. So I think that's the short, brief, or short description of what is brass band. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Gabriel. Okay, also I would like to ask, now maybe for someone like me who doesn't understand music, everything I see is trumpets. But that's not true, right? Yeah, okay, there are other musical instruments, it's not just trumpets. So I would like to ask you, can you give a little, quick course, crash course on brass band? Like, what are the musical instruments that consist in a brass band?
Okay, in brass band, there are some musical instruments, not only trumpets. Trumpets is only the general types of brass band musical instrument. But first, this is first cornet. That is Mr. Yudo and Mr. Ferdinand in first cornet. Can you give an applause, I think? Mr. Yudo and Mr. Ferdinand. And the second cornet, that is Misael and Miss Ellen Riana in second cornet. Can you give her an applause? Okay, and then Yosia Hale in first horn and second horn. Can you give a round of applause? And then Edo in baritone. Can you give a round of applause again? And then Samuel in euphonium. Okay, and the last is trombone. First trombone, Leandro Del Roy. And the biggest one in this brass band, musical instrument. Oh yeah. Sorry. Before that, there is a drum. There is a drum named Francesco Jeremia. And band master, Mr. Nason Gulo.
Hi.
Can I give a round of applause? Thank you. And last is the biggest musical instrument named tuba, and this played by me. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you played the tuba. Okay, this is the first time well, not really the first time, but one of the first times that I see it live, because I do usually see a tuba. Usually see it in like cartoons, because for some reason the word tuba just sounds funny. Okay, thank you. But before I ask you to come back, Rafael, there's another question I would like to ask now. When you were born, were you able to play the tuba instantly? Like, you can play it, and as a baby, you were all going around with tuba? Or is there a process? Is there something that you need to do first before you're able to play the tuba?
Of course, to play brass band musical instrument, we need time to practice. It's not only in a month process, 2-3 months, but we in brass band maybe already take for 3 until 5 years, and for Mr. Nason, for the bandmaster, maybe already 20 plus years, and Mr. Yudo, Miss Alendriana also maybe already 10 plus years. So yeah, we are here to play brass band in a good harmony. So yeah, this is our brass band. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, God. Thank you so much for accompanying me. I don't feel so alone anymore. You can go back to your seat. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, now we learn the new word of the day, brass band. Yay! Okay, and we also, not only that, we also learned some of the new instruments. So, apparently not all of them are trumpets, everybody. There are other things. There's the trombone, there's the tuba, there are horns, and other musical instruments that are part of the brass band. Now, because we have been talking about brass band, we're also going to listen more of their playing. But just like Gabriel said, the brass band is not only in Korps number 2 Jakarta, but also in other places. Not only in Indonesia, but also in other Salvation Army all around the world. So if you have YouTube with you, maybe you can do a little quick search, brass band, Salvation Army, and you can find that it doesn't only exist in Indonesia, but it also exists in other parts of the world. Because again, the Salvation Army, we work in 136 countries, one of which is in Indonesia. We work in the humanitarian and social fields, specifically for fields which are education, social, spiritual, and health. And we are right now doing Christmas Carol to raise money for charity. We're going to raise fund for charity. We're going to give it away for charity to help the people in need. Because of course, when we think of Christmas, we usually think of gifts. We usually would buy things for ourselves. Maybe we buy new clothes, maybe we buy new toys, maybe we buy new things. But of course, there are others who are not as fortunate as we are. So it would be nice for us to give a little that we can to other people as well. So without further ado, I would like to invite Panahasan Gulo as the bandmaster, as the brass band is going to play their next song. another round of applause for the brass band! Korps to Jakarta. Okay, that was wonderful. All of the songs that have been played so far are mostly Christmas songs, of course, because now it is the season of the giving. This is Christmas season, where we exchange gifts. Usually, that's what we think of when we think of Christmas. And that is also one of the reasons why we are doing this Christmas carol. So again, we are from the Salvation Army, a non-profit, non-government organization, an international organization. We are working in 136 countries, one of which is in Indonesia. And in Indonesia alone, out of the 35 provinces, we are in 17 of them. So 17 out of 35 provinces, including Jakarta. Now in Jakarta itself, there are 5 corps, actually. So corps number 2 is not the only one. There are other 5, which are spread in Jakarta. And one of them are also going to be playing for us, the band that we're going to have. And the Salvation Army are working in 4 fields. We are working in the social fields, where we have boys' home, girls' home, as well as home for the elderly. We are working in educational fields, where we open schools around Indonesia from playgroup until advanced or university level or college level education. We also work in the health field, where we open hospitals. And finally, and most importantly, we open churches, where we work in the spiritual fields. Okay. Now, however, brass band is not the only one here. We're going to listen a different musical instrument, which is the violin. We're going to listen to it again, and so I'm going to welcome Jesslyn up here, so that she will continue her wonderful playing in the violin. So let's give it up for Jesslyn. Okay, let's give another round of applause for Jesselyn and her violin performance. Hooray! Okay, now we're on to the last performance for the brass band, and then later on we're going to continue from another band from Korps Jelambar. So before we end the brass band performance this evening, we would like to thank you everyone, and thank you also for the brass band as they sign us out on their last performance only for this evening, but of course they're going to have more performance later on in the future. We would like to remind everyone that we're from the Salvation Army, and we are here doing this Christmas carol for charity. There are red kettles outside of this place if you would like to personally or physically give a little bit for those of the people in need. There is also a QR code where you are watching this, if you are watching this from the comfort of your own home or maybe wherever you are. So now let me give it up. Let's give it up for brass band for the last time.
Thank you. Ini yang the last terakhir lagunya Pak.
Kayaknya masih ada lagi selain itu. Nggak tahu ya.
Ya, terima kasih semua acara yang baik. Oke, terima kasih.